There's two things about Bernie Sanders being, representing Bernie Sanders here. He has been in politics for over 30 years. He has a huge track record. There's a ton of information on what Bernie Sanders has done in the past. So that's the good thing. The bad thing is that there's a ton of information Bernie Sanders has done in the past. So to narrow it down for 2 minutes is really, really challenging, but I'll do my best. Again, I'm going to start with a quote from Bernie. The scientific community is telling us that if we do not address the global crisis of climate change, transform our energy system away from fossil fuels to sustainable energy, the planet that we're going to be leaving our kids and our grandchildren may well not be habitable. This is a major crisis. Climate change is a moral issue. I want to give credit to Janine Culkin for sharing that quote with me. She was also asked to be part of this panel, but she was unable to attend. Bernie's climate change policy is by far the most comprehensive, thought out, and specific policy ever. He's written his own Green New Deal. This is not the same as the Green New Deal resolution. There is no universal basic income offering. Instead, he wants to create 10 million jobs. And I definitely encourage everybody to review his Green New Deal. It is 35 pages long. It covers every topic possible and kind of connects the dots between immigration, climate change, between migration, between the corporate greed. Every issue is kind of incorporated into the climate change aspect of his policies. Some of the highlights that he would, if Bernie Sanders does become president in 2020, one of the big things, of course, is he is one of the few candidates out there who has categorically come out against fracking. His motto is keep it in the ground. And he's one of the few candidates that constantly talk about that as being a moral issue. We can't keep drilling, we can't keep fracking and expect our climate to improve in this country or throughout the world. He has declared climate change an existential threat to not only this country but to the entire world. And he would declare climate change a national emergency. He supports small farms by investing in ecologically regenerative and sustainable agriculture. He's for justice for frontline communities. That's a huge part of his Green New Deal on the environment, is to make sure that people that are suffering the most from environmental racism has a say in how their communities will get to respond to climate change and what actions are needed to take. He wants to invest in conservation and public lands to heal our soils, forests, and prairie lands. He has obviously been working a lot with the Indigenous community to make sure that, again, that they have a say. They're the protectors of water, they're the protectors of earth, and he understands that it's critical for them to be part of the narrative of how we go forward and stop climate change, or at least keep our existence moving on.